Earning your degree online doesn't mean you have to go about it alone. At Capella University, we're here to support you when you're ready. From enrollment counselors who get to know you and your goals, to academic coaches who can help you form a plan to stay on track. We care about your success and are dedicated to helping you pursue your goals. Going back to school is a big step, but having support at every step of your academic journey can make a big difference. Imagine your future differently at capella.edu.
Everybody, and welcome to Apple One-to-One Training. This is Will. We are here for another episode to talk about the Apple event. We're a little late, 1 week later, but we're going to talk about why. I was a little busy this last week, but I'm here today along with Mr. Frank Funk. How you doing, Frank?
Hey, what's going on?
I would do the normal introduction of telling you who you are. You're juror number 12, you're Jurassic Park owner, but we're going to skip all that today. We got a lot to talk about. The Apple event occurred. New iPhones are coming out. We have new AirPods Maxes with USB-Cs, exciting stuff there. Sure. New Apple Watches and things like that. So we're going to go over everything. But before we do that, make sure you like and subscribe our content. We really do appreciate you guys leaving us any kind of reviews. We've been a little slacking this month, I will not lie. A lot of things have been going on in my own life, which, mostly Frank is big time on a lot of the training material, where I focus a lot on the posting and the editing. And this last 2 weeks have been crazy because I had the opportunity to go down to Disney World and film a wedding, which was an awesome opportunity for me. And on top of that, when I got back, I had to get a new car on Friday. So I got a brand new car. In the same week I went to Disney World.
You're rolling in the dough, man.
Yeah, man, that's what happens, man. Mickey was like, "Here, I'm going to give you that money." So, but it was such an awesome experience. And what I'm going to do on the channel is also have a video on how I create a Disney World wedding recap in 24 hours using Final Cut Pro, so that everyone knows kind of like the editing process of what I did. Because I did a recap and it was up by the time I landed on the flight, got home, I published the video, so it was really, really amazing experience. So I want to thank the bride and groom. I want to thank Tiffany and Ben for not only going out there and paying for my room, but even allowing my family to come with me and be guests at the wedding. So that was just a really cool experience. Frank also got a car as well.
Yeah,
so he got himself a luxury Lexus, but he can't get himself an Apple Vision Pro here, everyone.
No,
but
didn't get the Vision Pro. I'm waiting for the second gen.
All right. But that's what I think a lot of people are hoping for, is that I think there's more opportunity with that Vision Pro for that. And then some of the phones are part of the focus of this last Apple event. But because I was in Florida, I didn't really watch a lot of the Apple event. I know the specs of the event. But Frank, you're going to be the best one to talk to about this because you watched the whole thing from start to end. I'll be honest, the last couple of years of the events have not been exciting for me. I don't think we're getting like these like ultra memorable events anymore. I don't think we're getting anything that has been significantly different. I would like you to talk about what your grade overall of the keynote presentation from the beginning to end was, and we'll talk a little bit about some of our thoughts on some of the products that were announced.
Well, first of all, I would agree with you. I think that the keynotes for the last several years they've been good. There's nothing that's earth-shattering that they're announced.
WWDC has been more earth-shattering lately than that one's been, because we had Apple Intelligence this year, we had Apple Vision Pro last year. So that's where WWDC is almost becoming more of the fun one now, more so than that, because we're not getting anything that's like wowing us anymore with introductions.
Right, like with the reveal in this last announcement, you have the phones, you have the watches, you have the AirPods,
and that's been the same as last year too. That was exactly the same announcements from last year.
Right. So this year they're bigger, they're better.
Yeah, that's what
that kind of thing. But the presentation itself, I thought, was done very, very well. The big thing in terms of production that I think you would enjoy is they did this music video, filming it with the Pro Max.
That's with the weekend, right? I remember them.
Yes, that's right. That's correct. And that was really nice. I'm not that I'm a professional photographer or videographer like you, but I'm kind of anxious for my channel to try to do some of the multicam stuff with my videos. So maybe we'll have to do a little collaboration one night.
what we're going to do is just kind of break down a little bit about what happened. So let's first talk about the watch. Apple Series 10. A lot of high expectations for this 10. Did not meet the mark for me. I'm thinking, if you go back to iPhone 10, how we're feeling the effects of the 10 now on the Pro line. The Pro line is basically the iPhone 10, and what they did to that phone, allowing OLED screen, allowing Face ID to become prominent, and that's where we're at. Where the watch for a 10th generation, it really was nothing. They talk about how it's a redesign, and it's barely a redesign. It's just because it's thinner and it's a little bit bigger. And it's a redesign to me is like the bands are put together differently. There's a new crown that's in a different spot. There's more buttons on it, more technology built into it, and it's not. And that's where I'm so glad right now I don't need to have a reason to get a watch. I bought a refurbished 8, and I'm happy with that. And there's no reason I think any user that would have a reason to buy this watch other than that you have an old watch from like 5 years ago.
Right. I have a Series 5 and the battery's dying on it.
Now, I don't even tell you to buy a refurbished one even. Like, I don't know why you would want to, like, is there a feature on this watch? Let's go with this. Is there a feature on this watch that you absolutely would love to have?
No.
Okay, that's my point.
Well, looking at the watch that I would buy.
Or would you rather get an Ultra?
No, I would not. I like the thinness of the 10. I don't need a titanium watch that in 5 years, well, if I live 5 years,
you will. Don't worry.
I got to get another one. You know what I mean? But so I would go with the stainless steel.
Even though they got rid of that now, now everything is titanium. They got rid of the steel completely. That was the way they replaced it, which I don't think anybody has a backlash on. I have a stainless steel now, which, by the way, I prefer that because the aluminum model I had on my Series 4 got scratched up so easily. It's real. So yeah, I definitely say stainless steel or titanium is a good one to go. How much would you pay for an Apple Watch right now?
Well, it starts at $399. Now,
I'm asking you. You have money. So what's the max that you would pay for a watch?
Another change that I would make for the last 2 watches, I bought the Wi-Fi and cellular and never connected it to my phone plan. So I would not go with the cellular. So I would go with actually like a base model. I'll give you an example right now. If you want to buy a refurbished Ultra, right now Ultras cost, how much do Ultras cost right now? They cost $799. You can buy a titanium Apple Watch Ultra on Apple's website refurbished for $589. So it's $110 savings. Yeah.
And then if you want a Series 9, right now, you said you want stainless steel. So they don't, right now they only have aluminum, but the highest, most expensive one is $399 for a Series 9. If you wanted to get a Series 9, let's say our size, 41, I think is like $299 and 45 is $319.
I'm surprised they're continuing the Milanese loop for whatever reason. I guess it's a big seller. I don't know. But
yeah, I mean, I guess it is.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
So going back to what the 10 is, I just don't feel like there's nothing in there. I mean, the sleep apnea thing is a really cool study. I think that is something that, does anyone really test their sleep apnea? Probably not. I mean, I agree with them. How often do people get that done? But it's a legit study. It's a legit study that will, I guess it's like FDA graded as it will help.
Yeah, but here's my rub with that.
Okay.
At some point, it's not with the app. Here's my rub. The rub is, at some point you have to take your watch off and charge it. So I normally do that when I go to bed. I put it on a charger so it's fully charged at night. So how is it going to track my sleep apnea?
Well, one of the perks of this watch is that it charges very fast. I mean, that was one of the things they did mention, that it will get to 80% in like 30 minutes. So it does limit. I would say that you would have a better shot of using this watch for that purpose.
Yeah, you'd have to charge it early in the evening before you went to bed or something like that.
Like, I always take my watch off before bed. So I not before bed, but I take it off when I get home. So usually when I'm running around the house, I don't need the watch on because I have home pods, I have my phone with me. I don't have a reason to have the watch on. So I could use that. If I would love to try it, but obviously I'm not buying this watch to try it. That's for sure. And the Ultra got a little bit of an upgrade. The new color, which is beautiful, by the way. I will say that titanium. Hopefully that color stays on there because scratches again would you'll get the real color of the titanium coming through on there. But I like the color of it. Ultra is definitely like if I wanted to buy my next watch, I think an Ultra would be the one I would want to buy. I just think that there's so many. It just looks cooler. The battery lasts so much longer, which I appreciate that a lot.
The only thing with that for me is there are a lot of features on there that I would
never use. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I'm not going to go scuba diving. I'm not going to go skydiving.
You're not?
No. Those things aren't even close to my bucket list.
Maybe what's on your bucket list is ordering a new pair of AirPods because that was also announced for this one.
Oh yeah, the AirPods.
So we have two new AirPods 4s. We have the regular 129 model, and to my surprise, they came out with one with spatial audio. Yes. So there is two different AirPods or active noise canceling. I'm sorry. That's really what it is. You would have to look at the specs on the Apple website to kind of see the difference in there. I think most people would agree that the 179 model is probably worth buying just because you're going to get the active noise canceling, conversation awareness, spatial audio. You're going to get the wireless charging case, USB, that would be another thing.
Yeah.
Also, you could do the Find My on the speaker of there. So there's definitely some perks.
And, the AirPod 2s, well, that's what you're just talking about.
Yeah, I mean, they changed the stem too. Also, they made it. They said that they did a lot of more testing with it to make it fit better because I think some of the complaints with the older AirPods that they were just not staying in the ear very well. Where these are supposed to be a little bit redesigned so that it could fit better in the ear. But again, $129 for a pair of AirPods, it's still a really good price for there. I would say that the features of the active noise canceling would be great. Although, to be honest, the AirPods Pro 2 right now, I looked online today on Amazon, you could buy them for $199. So Apple's website.
The AirPods Pro 2s?
Yep. I found them for $199 on Amazon. I know that. I found them on Amazon for $199.
Wow.
So trust me, don't ever pay the price of what Apple charges unless you know somebody that works there or you just look on Amazon and find a deal. Like today, we had to upgrade my son's iPad because he has a 6th gen, and I don't think the Apple Arcade games are keeping up to it. So we bought the 9th gen, the one before that, for $199. So why would I? That's a pretty good deal for an iPad. I'm just making a point that the older gen stuff is still worth buying. Yep. That you don't, and again, AirPods Pro 2, you don't have to necessarily buy them from Apple. You can find deals even at Best Buy that's what actually triggered me. Best Buy was offering them for $199. I checked Amazon, they had it. So that's what I'm trying to tell you is that you don't necessarily have to buy these two AirPods. You can find AirPods Pro 2 for $199 if you want the silicone tips. Yeah. If you don't care about that, then I would take it. I think the AirPods 4 is still a pretty good deal. But speaking of the AirPods 2, one of the features that is really amazing, which I know you would love because you need that probably at some point, is a hearing test.
Yes. Nice intro. I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I know you've been trying to get your hearing figured out. But this is a really cool idea that this is going to, everyone would do this. I honestly think, since again, it's kind of the same deal with sleep apnea. You're not going to get that figured out. This is something I think that's valuable, especially for me. I go to weddings all the time, so loud music is always happening. I actually do bring my AirPods 2 to these gigs because it does plug the sound out, right. which will save my ears. Yeah. So I do use the AirPod Pro 2s a lot, but I think this is a really cool idea that they're introducing. I'm sure you like it too.
Listen, anybody that has parents who are experiencing hear loss, they know if they go to an audiologist and they buy a hearing aid, you're talking a couple $1,000s.
Yes.
And then if you want them to be Bluetooth compatible with your phone so you can control the volumes and all that from the phone, it's big money. Mm-hmm. Now here you can buy, of course you have to have an iPhone, okay? So total cost, you still got to have an iPhone. It's got to be capable of running the iOS 18, but you have $249 for these AirPods that can be used as hearing aids, and you can connect them to your Apple TV as well.
Yeah, I think it's
So,
going to be. I really want to hear stories. And what I love about Apple Watch is that there are stories out there of how
yeah,
this product saved someone's life or did something. I
yeah.
would love to hear that if this hearing aid really does the trick for people that really need it. And for a 5-minute test that you could do yourself
Oh
and
yeah.
find that out, absolutely. I think this is a great add-on, a great free perk that they're adding on to the AirPods Pro 2.
The other thing, when you take that test, you can, just like when you do the heart arrhythmia thing, you can take those tests and review them with your doctor. It's,
Yes, you get a
so
PDF of that, I believe.
right,
Yes.
exactly. So that's a plus. It's not like something it's you're taking the test and it's locked into your phone, and you can direct it to your physician and you can go over the results of that. So that's pretty good. Uh,
And I gotta ask, these AirPod Pro, the AirPod Max, what are they doing with these guys? I mean, I don't even know why they said something about it, because they just updated to USB-C because they had the standard EU thing, but they didn't change anything about it. And I'm like, this thing's been out since 2020, and I'm like, why have they not done anything to it?
but they added
Yeah.
colors.
Oh, come on! Like, I mean, like the price of them. I mean, we on this channel, I criticize them big time. I made a
know you do.
video on the channel about it. I know they're heavy. I know there's just things about that AirPod that just rub me the wrong way.
Well,
But the fact that they said something and they didn't even lower the price.
no,
The
they did
price
not.
is 4 years old and have not lowered that price
Well,
at
all
all.
I can say is this: my grandson bought them last year,
Okay.
but he's at college now.
Yeah.
But he absolutely loves them.
I don't. I think
I mean,
everyone that has them likes them.
yes.
I've not heard anything about that. It's just that, why would you say something about them, still charge the same amount of money of a 4-year-old product, and not even have the balls to introduce a new one? What has this team been doing the last couple of years on these Maxes? Who's in the Max team and doing anything about it? I mean, it's just ridiculous to me that they even said something about it. They should have just did that quietly. That way it didn't get this like public announcement.
Yeah.
Let's talk about now the main event, the iPhone 16. Obviously, a lot of big changes this year. It looks more like an iPhone 10 now with the new camera layout. They brought all the features of the Pro basically to the 16 from the iPhone 15. Now it has the action button. But what was surprising to me is the camera control button is available on both phones at launch. They both will work with Apple Intelligence, which is the selling point to this, which I'm going to get to later. And I thought that was really neat and very un-Apple like, because every year the Pro always got the new thing and the regular did not. This year they have changed that to, other than the look of the phone and some of the camera perks that it gets in there, they're relatively the same.
Yeah. I like the fact on the active button, you can, with the camera, you use your finger, you can zoom and
that's going to take some work. I will tell you, I like the idea of this, because here's my problem. So I use Blackmagic more so for when I film, and Blackmagic, everything's on the screen, but I put my phone underneath my main camera. So kind of like, it's on like one of those like wrapping tripods around my stand, and I can't see the controls really. This button would actually be very beneficial to me since they are opening up to third parties to change the zoom, change the exposure, manually set the settings. So I do feel like that there is a value for a pro user for this feature. I think it's a great idea. I think that's a great selling point to this device of what that could do. But it's a learning curve. You have to learn how to use it. Just like everything else new that you buy. So as long as you're open to that, I think that is a great product. I actually think that the iPhone 16 is a much better value than the Pro this year.
Well, I went with the Pro because
you have a Pro now.
Yes, right. And so I wanted the bigger screen. I went with the same size, 256, because what I have on my 14, I still have over 100 gig available. So with the 2 terabyte that I have in the cloud, and using iCloud Drive and all of that in the cloud services, 256 serves me fine on the unit itself. I wanted the bigger size, the additional features in the camera, the zoom, wide angle. So
yeah, the improved camera and the wide angle is on the Pro. The 16 doesn't have that. Obviously, the display and the motion, that stuff's already been out.
and they also
on there.
improved the macro on it, the macro lens as well. If you do any close shooting, for macro stuff.
I was not. I guess I was just like, there was just not much there.
Well, let me pose this to you.
Oh, there you go.
Now, everybody expects, it's got bigger, better. Yeah. How much can you really put into this device?
I know
that
right.
is going to make you go, wow. I mean, it already is an awesome product.
No, I agree with that. But I don't know if Apple's trying to get people to upgrade every year anymore, even though it sounds like they always are. But I don't know if
I think
doing
they're
that
pretty
anymore.
Much settled into at least 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
I think.
But
so.
this feels like an SE model. It does come across like an SE model in a lot of ways.
Well, if you read the expectations from some of the other channels, they're expecting next year's to be
the next
biggest
change.
one, the best one, but the biggest change. But we'll see. Like I said, I was ready for a new one, so that's what I did.
I will tell you that the features of the 4K 120 frames per second is a really nice touch. I would love to have that for mine, but I don't. But I think that's a really great thing. I'm always going to go with the Pro because I do use this for Pro reasons. I do shoot Apple log, like S log, which is flat. It helps improve your color quality and lets you work with more on the color, that's the way I shoot my weddings. And you could see a difference. I don't have to worry about Apple's really weird system. I think Apple's system works great outside, but I think inside you have to use lock. It's just like, it's very hard. So I'm always a big fan of the Pro. But again, going to what the features are of the 16 compared to the features of the 16 Pro, I was just not really impressed. I like the colors on the new 16. I think they look nice. But I would tell you, this is not a year that I think, like, if I was a 15 owner and I always upgrade every year, would I do it? And the answer to me is no. I just don't think there's anything special about this phone that's going to change my life. Other than the camera control, that I think would change me in my everyday work day. But it's not like I can't do that manually on the phone itself.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what color I ordered. I don't know if I got
you don't even remember what you ordered?
No, I don't know. I don't know if I got the desert titanium or the natural. I think I got the natural.
I always get natural because if I scratch it, at least it'll be the color.
Well, it's funny because I kind of grew into this. It's like, what difference does the color make? You're going to put a case on it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
I put a clear case on it. So last thing to talk about really with the 16, because they really were really into it, was the Apple Intelligence. We know that this is not going to be available on iOS 18, which, by the way, is released today. Yeah. And we do plan on doing some videos to talk about iOS 18 and some of the features that you can really use on it. I mean, they're selling this phone like an AI phone.
Yes.
And it's not yet.
Yeah, right.
So are people going to get pissed about that?
Well, I think that Apple has to get spot on. If it falters, if it fails, I think people they're going to shy away from the Apple phone. That's because we've been waiting. The Apple Nation, okay.
Apple Nation, okay.
The Apple Nation has been waiting so long for a big improvement in Siri, and if it doesn't come now, it's going to be too late. I like the concepts they're using with Apple Intelligence. The privacy is the number one concern. The fact that they open their server farms to independent testing to ensure the security and that no data is being farmed out. I think that's a big feature. Like the internet itself, AI can be used for good and it can be used for bad. So I think as a parent, what I like to think of myself as a rational human being, we need to use this with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I use it I like the features of just simply asking Siri to do things, and like like make my email sound nicer and things like
Right.
that.
Yes.
That's the main things I like it for. And that's why I use ChatGPT now, which we have a video on our channel that talks about how to use ChatGPT on the Mac, which I use all the time. Like just developing hashtags for me. Like when I published my photo of my car, I just put a bunch of hashtags on TikTok and they just generate it for me. Like, those are the things I use it for. Things that I don't want to have to type out or think about that ChatGPT can just do it for me. So, like, I'll never write a script with it. I'll never.
Well, I mean, you're using it as a tool, not as a way to do something that you can't do or that you wouldn't want to spend time doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like writing a script, right? You wouldn't say, "Oh, just go write this for me."
Yeah, no.
You're going to have a skeleton of what you want, and then use AI to, like you said, dress it up, give it a more of a professional tone, maybe more of a casual tone, or whatever. Yeah, using it as a tool that way, yes, but you're still getting your ideas from your brain, not from the AI brain.
Right. Well, I'm hoping that when it comes out, it's going to be a really good feature. I mean, obviously, right now, Apple's selling this phone that it's Apple Intelligence capable, along with the 15 Pro, which I have. So I'm going to be able to utilize those features. But I wish that Apple Intelligence was not a focal point because it's not even going to be out in time. And it's going to still be a beta when it is. So we're not even going to get a full Apple Intelligence until probably next year, which is kind of like a little bit of a shame that we have to wait as long as we have to wait. But that was the keynote. That was all the announcements. Personally, nothing in this keynote I'm buying any product. Obviously, you already put that. You're upgrading your phone. I don't know if you're buying any AirPods or anything like that. I'm not. I don't need to. I don't need to buy an Apple Watch. So far this year, as far as Apple goes, has really missed on the mark. I think the iPad line is a much better line now than it used to be. That's for sure. I think they fixed that. Now we have to wait for the Macs. We know that the next one coming up, like last year, was a spooky event. And the thing last year I remember the most that people were talking about last year was the fact that the thing was shot on an iPhone at night. That was the coolest part of the whole keynote, the fact that they put that at the end, and now they do that going forward. So I'm hoping that the Mac event is a real fun event. I think Apple next year has to do something different regarding this Apple event regarding iPhones. They have to do something new. And I just hope they really hit out of the park, because right now as a customer, I'm not feeling what they're putting out, and I want them to change.
I mean,
I haven't felt excited since even the Vision Pro did not really hit me. I mean, the last time I felt this invigorated as an Apple owner was Apple Silicon. That was the last time.
Well, listen, I was there when you tried the Apple Vision Pro. You can't say it didn't hit you. It is an amazing product.
It's a price problem. It's not a problem. And I can't use it in my home with a wife and a kid. I just can't. It's just
get rid of the wife and kid.
Yeah, all right. That's the solution. Yeah. I mean, like if I went on the plane when I went to Orlando, I would absolutely love that. But because my son is also special needs, how can I 100% take myself out of the reality? I can't. And that's why it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work in my environment. But like I said, if you're a single guy, you're by yourself, or you're retired, and all you could do is buy Lexuses all day, that's what you could do.
Oh, you know what else? I bought a new drum.
See, there you go. Look at this guy's on a spending spree, and he can't buy a Vision Pro for our customers here on the Apple One-to-One Training Channel.
Yeah.
Well, since we've gone long enough, let's cut it right here, Frank, and we'll definitely have some videos throughout the rest of the next couple of weeks to go over some small features of iOS 18. Frank will definitely take some videos that he wants to go through. And
I got a couple for the reminders that now integrated with your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
The calendar has a new look. I love it.
Oh, good. I can't wait to see it. Yeah. I'm going to upgrade it. Nice. I'm going to upgrade tonight, and then I'll be able to play around with it.
You can highlight different, you can do different thing with text and notes. You can have them in different colors, bold, italicized. You can add emojis now into your notes.
I'm looking forward.
Pretty good stuff.
All right. Well, I'm excited for it, guys. I'm looking forward to giving you guys some more training channel. I do apologize again for the amount of stuff that we've been kind of lacking on this channel, just again because my life has been weird the last 2 weeks. Hopefully we'll catch back up. But I want to thank you everyone for joining us. If you were here the entire episode, I really do appreciate it. Definitely give us a like, subscribe again, share this channel out. We do appreciate it, and we love every single one of you.
Have a good one. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for viewing our content. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe so you can see all our training videos as well as links to download our podcast.
You got 5 on it? With the $5 meal deal at McDonald's, you about to eat. Your choice of a tender, juicy McChicken or a hot, cheesy McDouble sandwich and a crispy 4-piece McNuggets and a small fries and a small drink for just $5.
Money.
Woo. 5 gets you more at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary for limited time only.